Hello, everybody. It's Justin Case of American Newscape, joining our friend and media personality, Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Therapy. A little bit of feedback tonight, but we're going to be okay. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to American Newscape.
Now, did I give you feedback with my love tap there, Justin?
I don't know what it is tonight. It's just one of those do a show from
Um,
thousands of miles away and shit can
for,
happen.
for a techie that you are, you suck. I'm sorry, but not in a bad way. Not in a
Not
bad
in a
way.
bad way.
Hey,
No.
it's Happy National Croissant Day. So, as a devoted baker for the last 38 years and making people fat for the last 40,
Yes.
it's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah, the croissant, where the French sat around and said, "How much butter can we put into a baked
I
good?"
mean,
And
I squeeze it in there.
yeah, and that's why they taste so good. They taste like butter.
And you know where they go. So,
Hmm.
hey, what the hell? The French are good about that.
Yeah, yep. Well, speaking of perception,
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, the hardest ignorance was bliss in my life for many moons. Oh my God, I never realized this power. You know, Lee Atwater said perception is reality. Yeah, perception creates reality because it's how you see the world. And a great example yesterday, I went into work yesterday, 4 a.m. You know me, Mr. Baker, making
hmm
people fat for 38 years and proud of it. No problem. I have no problem with that. I didn't get home till almost 7 o'clock last night, and a lot of shortages. People were sick. I could have spent the whole day angry. Why am I here? This is crazy. But what changed me was my perception of where was I 14 years ago begging for work like this. And people got to realize that I used to look out the window of my little motel room and say, I want to work and I can't wait to work. Well, I got my wish. So what the hell am I going to complain about? It made the day go by a lot faster, a lot easier. And indeed, I was blessed to have it. People's perception of life, how they feel about life is so vital. It's the missing component to virtually any part of transformation because until you change how you see things, the things that see you are just going to come back at you. It's your instant karma basically. And I feel really bad for people who are trying really hard and you ask them what's going on. Well, life is really hard. It's really hard because you said it's really hard. It's really hard because you feel it's really hard. Universe can only give you who you are. I know it sounds kind of cliche now. We say it all the time here. But at the same time, it's a powerful thought to live by that how you see things is how things are going to see you.
Well, and also the things that we put into our mind help create our perception. I mean, if you're listening to country western music all day, I don't think you're going to have a very positive perception.
Well, it depends on the person, indeed. But it's a matter of rethinking what you're thinking about because perception is not just thought. It's attached to the five senses. See, hear, smell, taste, and touch. It's like me saying Trump, and you see people losing their mind. It's their perception of him, their opinion of him, that in essence triggers anger, hate, rage, or love and affection and happiness. It's that. This is why perception is so powerful. How do you perceive having a relationship? If you believe that it's all like your last ones, you're just going to remanifest that in your present one. This is what I'm talking about. People forget perception is basically an opinion, but with feeling, and that's your draw right there because that's the energy you're sending out. Anything you feel is magnetized.
Well, absolutely. And you and I talk about the importance of assessment.
Oh, good word.
Well, it is a good word because
Proceed.
if you're if you've been through a series of relationships that all did not work out for you, you might notice the personas you've been attracted to, and maybe those personas actually share the same persona that you're projecting.
Yeah. I mean, if you people, this is what people fail to realize. I had to realize this for myself. You only if you only track what you are, and if you have a rotten attitude towards relationships or money or success or life in general, that's all you can attract. So the only problem that you have is yourself. You got to look in the mirror, and this is what I work on every single day. As part of my journaling is my belief system, because it wasn't until I changed my belief system that I changed the reality around me. People think that they can change the material things, but that's nothing compared to the power of how you see things. And I love the fact that your perception of the world is a reflection of your state of mind. I don't have the person who wrote that quote, but to me, indeed, it's your creation machine. It's your starting point. You start attaching some feelings to that. You start attaching more thoughts to those feelings or triggering back in the old subconscious mind. And there you go, remanifesting the same old situation, but with a different person. And it's detrimental to most people. It puts them in, like I was, my downfall with when I went through my separation with my ex. It was a two-way street, obviously, but we both saw the world in different ways. We just evolved in different ways. So my perception after that was everything was a failure. Therefore, where did I end up for 14 years? Where failures go, man. What did I end up in my pocket? Nothing, because I thought money was hard to get. It's only until I changed how I saw it, how I thought of it, most importantly, how I attracted it. This is when life started to change for me in so many ways.
Well, absolutely, because you bit the hook, you took the bait, and you
Oh,
set out down the path of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
oh,
You were projecting misery for yourself, and by gosh, you found it.
misery loves company, man. I'm telling you, it really it fortified, it fortified in my life a deep reflection period, which is great because I think everybody should go through loss. Because when you go through loss, you realize how good life is when you gain it back. Everything transpired in the opposite direction. I had that paradigm shift when I started to work on my belief system. A friend of mine, many moons ago, had a problem with her car. Literally, the windows would start going down, and the engine would turn off randomly. They said the computer's fine. We got to check the sensors in the truck. It took them a week because there's hundreds of sensors in these new cars now. It's only until they found that one sensor that was affecting the whole machine is when everything kind of cleared up. Our five senses, according to our perception of life, is vital because your opinion about yourself, your opinion about your abilities, your opinion about what life can bring you is based upon what you see between your left and right ear. And when people can, this is what changed me. It's only when I changed how I saw who I was that I changed what I bring in my life.
Well, absolutely. You were a survivor and an overachiever, and that's a good thing. We should all strive to be overachievers.
Well, it's living with a purpose. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't think they have a purpose in life. We all do. We all have something to live by. We all have something to bring to the world. How you want to manifest that? Some people like reading all day long. That's great. Then follow it, do it, enjoy it, love it. Don't look at life through a smaller lens. I've always been criticized. Oh, you got these rose-colored glasses on. Yeah, because that's how I wanted to see life. I wanted to see it in the most beautiful way. You change your perception about life, then you start feeling that every day. You start understanding who you are. You start attracting more of that to match that. You become this basically a Xerox machine in life that I was talking about on my show the other night. Whatever you think about constantly, feel about constantly, the Xerox copier is going off just to remanifest what you're thinking about and feeling every day. So, what's your perception is your attraction.
Well, absolutely. A friend of mine woke up one day and had a house full of guinea pigs, and instead of resenting those pigs,
You always got to throw my piggies in there, man. And the
He,
piggies are cool.
yeah, you learn to appreciate them, and you find sat,
You're
enjoyment out
right.
of. Yes.
Out of that humor is a great point. It made me understand that these little rodents actually have a personality, and they're actually kind of cute, and they actually feel pretty good. I give my daughter the duty of cleaning up the discharge. I don't want any part of that. But yeah, you're right. It changed my perception because to me they were in like Petco's little pet section. Oh, cute little furry rodents. They actually have personalities, and each one of them is different. Indeed, it changed my whole perception of that. Great point. People just got to do it for themselves. They got to realize the true power that they have and how special they really are. And when you start changing how you see life as an opera, like if you ask me, Jer, how do you see life? To me, it's an amazing opportunity to express myself. And then you take all the attributes from that in your life. Or you talk to me about relationships. It's my opportunity to express the love that I have to somebody else. You start using those kind of words in your vocabulary about anything about money, success, your career. I mean, you can only attract from that. And when you start realizing what you're verbalizing, you're actualizing because that's you on the inside, just expressed out. And it may sound so simple to most people or actually hard to others, but it's just changing how you look at life. And you start feeling that life is it's an amazing journey and you're a part of it, not to lock yourself or cloak yourself in this cocoon of your past experiences. And when you grasp that, you will start realizing everything will start changing. You start attracting completely different serendipities to match that. And serendipity is just a lot of good luck. This is your quote unquote miracle in life. But no, it's just you looking at life differently. And you start feeling it differently, therefore attract differently.
You and I agree on one thing. When I look at life, all life is unlimited opportunities. Yeah.
Oh,
And I
fantastic, man. Yeah.
and I'm not certain what they are, but they're out there.
Yes. Yeah. You're on the trigger point tonight, there, Meatball. You don't have a set path, and that's great. This is the problem. People have this set path of how they think life should go. To me, I can use an expletive for that. No, you're absolutely right. It is called ebb and flow. You start letting your life just flow out there with the person that you are, the optimistic person who loves life, who imagines themselves being in all these different places. All you can do is manifest that. You try to plan if you try to plan life and you put all this due diligence into planning, you're going to be very disappointed because that universe doesn't work that way. It only can only give you what you are. Unless you're a perfectionist and can be who you are all the time, the universe can only give you your constant are. And realize that for yourself. And that was a great point, man. I like that because I never understood ebb and flow. And when I realized I was attracting that constant Jer that I was all the time, I said, wait a minute, let me just change that constant Jer I was being all the time. And I changed the attraction magnet.
Well, you talk about life being a journey, and I see it as an adventure. Life is an adventure, and people need to perceive it that way.
Oh, adventure, absolutely. To me, it's the best school I've ever been to.
Absolutely.
It's my perception of it. I look at every experience that I've gone through in life and realize there's a blessing in the lesson. You gotta, if you look at life that way, you really open up your eyes to see a whole new world because the world that you're looking at is your world. It's how you see it. When people realize it's not a generalization of the world, it's how you see life, and how life sees you. And it'll make things a lot easier because now you'll make better what? Choices on your thinking, choices on what you surround yourself with, choices on the people you're around, choices on what you're trying to have, be, and do in life. You start accentuating that on a massive scale every day. I mean, life can only, like I say repetitively, give you more of that.
No, absolutely. And we all know that stress and negative energy is horrific to our health.
Stress sucks.
Yeah.
I'll be candid on that one. I mean, yeah, we all deal with it. We all deal with it. But how, it's not a precursor to a destiny unless you keep stressing every day. This is what I mean. If your perception goes by your five senses, what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, You have a choice to put around you what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch to create a different environment, whatever it may be. So stress is you choosing it. It's like me in the beginning. Well, how did I fail so much and end up in this place, bankrupt, blah blah? Because ignorance was bliss. I didn't see the world any other way. You got to change how you see the world before the world can change how it sees you. And great point. I love that, man. I love that.
Well, I remember a good friend of mine that's in the industry of helping people with their emotional issues asked me how I dealt with it, and I said I tend to use denial. And is that
Ooh,
positive? Well, it's better than
another
stressing. It's better than stressing.
Yeah, it's the other person's. You were the victim mentality back then, probably, huh, Meatball? Yeah,
No,
people do that. I mean, I get it. I played the victim too. If you play the victim mentality, you're always going to be a victim. Go into any section of the so-called poverty or ghetto per se, and I lived there, I worked there, I grew up there. I mean, listen to the verbiage that these people are saying. Life's hard. Don't trust anybody. Don't be, and then they start getting a perception that the whole world is that way, when it really is not.
right.
And you bring up a great point with that. It's until you change your mentality, you're not going to change your reality from that. And to me, growing up in the ghetto, and I can say that because I grew up there, man. I had cockroaches for friends back then, for crying out loud. But when I realized that there's a different side of life, I used to see friends in these big houses, like, well, how'd you get that? Well, my dad does this and that. I said, how? And they never could explain it, but it's all a mindset. All your success, all your failures, everything you attract to you is a constant mindset that you're bringing to the world every single day. And when you change your mindset, because success got to be from the inside before it's on the outside. Yeah, we said it, blah blah blah. But it's so true because we're magnets by our feelings. You start attaching opinions to those feelings. You magnetize those feelings as realities in your life, and it's so imperative for people to realize that choices indeed do matter.
Oh, absolutely. And back to you saying what you put out there, that's what you attract back.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, Tori, before I came on, before I came in my little studio here in my little loft up in the top floor here, I came in and Tori, my back hurts. I said, Tori, what have you been doing all day? Because she's been relaxing. Well, I've been watching sadly, about the plane crash. I said, look, you're watching pain all day. You wonder why your back hurts. People don't get it. Yeah, I always tell people, you can be informed, but you start getting inundated by that information, you're gonna hit a lot of trouble. Yeah, indeed, I feel terrible about what happened today. But she spent all day watching pain, therefore focusing on pain, focusing on my head hurts, focusing on my back hurts. It triggers a whole spectrum of everything in life. And this is where people have to understand what you surround yourself with in life is just going to manifest around you. I say just get the basic information. That's fine. Don't spend all day watching pain, or else you're going to attract more pain. What you put around you, you're going to absorb. We're like sponges, man. Our minds are like sponges. They absorb everything around us. Therefore, you attach the five senses to it, act on a little feeling to it, you're going to start attracting that.
No, absolutely. And the media fuels that.
Oh,
I mean, within 5 minutes of that accident, they were already casting blame and telling people it wasn't their specific faults. And that's a
oh,
negative
oh yeah.
energy. And then the media was drawn to the people. You will cry on camera, won't you? You will be angry on camera, won't you? Before they started rolling the cameras.
Oh, this is why I got out of journalism.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I can't lie because to me, it just doesn't feel good. Yeah, I mean, literally, it was running nonstop today. It was terrible. I felt so bad for these people. I mean, the body count in the right corner, missing in the left corner. I mean, they had like a scoreboard of a football game.
Right.
It was terrible. But then people get drawn to that in their life, and they start living that kind of mindset that the world's a bad place and all the planes are going to crash. It makes people nuts. Life is not like that. Life is not like that. And yeah, indeed, situations like this do happen. I really do. I feel terrible for anybody involved with that. But life is not that one incident. And people have to understand that their perception, if they're glued to the news all day long, this is why I got out of it. I started to think that way. Actually, this is quite ironic. It was before my downfall. I was writing columns, and you were featuring them on your website. Opinionated columns. Remember that? How Jerry had an opinion for everything. I mean, that's how I used to think. Therefore, that was my own downfall. It's when I got out of that perception, that opinionated perception of myself, that I could never get ahead. I stopped writing such bad stuff. And it really woke me up to a lot of things in life that, yeah, the media you can get information for what you want. But if you start hanging around that all day long, it can only bring more mental pain, therefore more physical pain in your life.
Well, let's not do that, Jerry.
Stop.
Yeah. No mas. No mas.
Yeah, there you go. See, welcome to my house. Hey, compadre.
In the words of Roberto Duran, no mas. No mas.
Indeed. No mas is right. I remember that. I used to watch that. I watched that. And Sugar Ray's like, what? What's the problem? You wimp.
Well,
Come
he
fight
was,
me.
Roberto Duran was certainly no wimp, but that's what he's remembered by.
Well, he must have saw the paycheck he was getting for just being there. He's like, I'm out. I'm good.
Not enough. Not enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Why don't you give us an exercise this week that we can work on to have a better perception?
Well, perspective starts within, obviously. Actually, one of the pages in my journal, I do 3 pages a day in my journal. A gratitude page, obviously, because like, mind you, it's my way of feeling better. So people can do it in their own thinking every day. You do it with your mirror technique and everything else. We all have our own specific way. But I love telling people, if you got 20 minutes to write 3 pages of your life and how you want it to be, I start with a gratitude one. My belief system is my middle one. And which is most important, how I believe about a certain thing that I had trouble with in the past. I have to reinforce that concrete with good thought. So I verbalize it. I write my belief system on one of those pages to reinforce the fact that I'm creating every day in a better way and not that old person. And then the last one is just my desires. So this is what I do. This is why I was showing you my cups full of pens and I get so excited, because it's my way of doing things. What's your way? I mean, what makes you feel good about creating what you want in life? And just pick it. That's the only thing I do for me, and it has turned my life completely around.
Well, absolutely. And I would assume the guinea pigs are on that gratitude page.
Oh, hell no. No, they're on my shopping list to get food from every day, but no, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, one of these days you're going to have to bring one of those guinea pigs on, so we
They don't
know.
sit still. I mean, I tried. I was going to put a little piggy basket here for you. They can get up, kind of give them the buck teeth, the bunny look, but they would either defecate all over it and make a mess on my desk, and that ain't happening. So
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
get a picture next time and put it up there for you.
All right. All right. All right. Okay, everybody. Hey, that's a plan. We're going to see those guinea pigs one way or another. Hey,
Yes,
everybody.
we're going to see them live here on the Newscape. The pig channel, we'll call it.
Yeah.
That's really bad, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, maybe appropriate from time to time. All right,
The
everybody.
women's protection.
No. Hey, this has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Therapy, and we are a favorite show of women everywhere. So thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links provided in this video's read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.